Welcome back to Homes and Loans with Elite Mortgage, and today we have Eudi with Mattamy Homes with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here, Eudi. And for those that don't know you, can you just talk a little bit about yourself and what you do here with Mattamy and all that?
Yeah, of course, I'd love to. So my name is Eudi Nivar. Born in Brooklyn, New York, but my family moved down in the Jacksonville area in 2007. So I could say I'm a Florida boy, raised.
Yeah.
Here at Mattamy, Rivertown specifically, I've been here 6 years.
Okay.
I've had the pleasure of helping many families move into their home, and it's just been a great experience, and it's just an honor and pleasure.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and you're also bilingual, so that helps.
Sí.
Yeah. Sí, ayuda a los hispanos bastante.
Sí.
Yeah.
Una anécdota, una de las casas más lindas que yo he construido fue una de las primeras, fue una familia colombiana.
Okay.
Y eso, ayudar en el proceso y ellos se pusieron muy excited cuando supieron que sabía español. So fue un placer trabajar con ellos también.
Yeah, that's awesome. ¿Te pagaron en cash, con dinero?
En pesos colombianos.
Yeah. No, sí. No, eso es bonito. Sí, más los latinos, ellos no saben el proceso aquí en Estados Unidos y eso, right? So, para ellos le hace falta alguien que sea confiable y tenga morales y éticas para
Sí.
ayudarlo.
Sí.
Right.
Y qué bueno que dice eso, porque ahora mismo estoy trabajando con otra clienta.
Yeah.
Y ella es de Colombia también. Muchos colombianos están mudándose aquí, by the way. So. Y ella específicamente entró por las puertas de nuestra oficina. Dijo, hablo inglés, pero solamente quiero hacer negocios con alguien que habla español.
Wow, yeah. Sí, pues se sentía más cómoda.
Sí, por eso mismo. Por los números, todo. Y ya usted sabe.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. And for some of our audience that doesn't know you and what you guys maybe do at Mattamy, can you kind of explain what you guys do here and how you can help?
Sí. Muchas cosas que hacemos para ayudar al cliente, incentives, discounts. Pero yo creo que lo que nos diferencia mucho con otros constructores aquí en Mattamy es la atención al cliente que le damos. Para nosotros, usted no es otro número. Ya somos familia por el proceso.
Van a barbecue juntos y todo eso.
No, exacto. No, yo tengo clientes que me invitan ya después a su casa por un barbecue, una picaña, los brasileños, tengo muchos brasileños también. Y pues yo creo que ahí es donde está la diferencia. No importa mucho el cliente y no tan solo un número, una transacción para nosotros.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. ¿Fala portugués?
Falo.
That's awesome. Well, so you know, Brazilian clients, hey, you got your guy right here.
Heck yeah.
New construction.
Heck yeah.
So where are your most of your homes located around? Where are they? What area?
So Rivertown's located near the St. Johns River. And that's another thing that's so special about Rivertown is that you're never going to have again, I don't know, you can't duplicate land.
Yeah, that's true.
And we're one of the very few, I think the only master plan community on the St. Johns River. And so we have great amenities on the St. Johns River. We have restaurant, full bar. We have lazy rivers, gyms, dance studios, tennis courts, pickleball, just a new thing. Have you played pickleball yet?
No, I haven't.
Come on, man, get up to speed, man.
You?
No, I have not.
Are you telling me to get up to speed?
I don't have time.
Me neither.
But I'm definitely going to try it now. I think we should do that sometime this weekend. Now that
that'll be our next video. Stay tuned. That'll be our next video. Yeah.
I don't know any pickleball.
I mean, they're probably gonna tear our knees out there.
Right. Or paddle, where like it's a glass and you hit the ball against the glass.
No, like a ping pong type thing.
It's like pickleball, pero con una glass es bien bougie. No.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's new. Yeah.
No, I don't have rich friends like that.
Just wanted to share with you that, one of our clients we had together, they were really happy that they were able to speak to you because you were speak Spanish and all that good stuff. They felt so much more comfortable with the process. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. Here to help whenever we can, so I appreciate it. Now, I know you mentioned a little bit as far as how you guys are different, right, than some other new construction companies, stuff like that. How are the homes different, right? Because every home is different with every builder. How's that different?
Our homes are quality. Again, it's all about customer satisfaction and customer service. You know, at the end, we want you to be happy to refer more families, and refer us, right? Be happy and buy more with Mattamy Homes. So we differentiate in great floor plans. We're not a public builder, somos un constructor privado. So nosotros no tenemos que to call out
Yeah.
uh, to some investor, and they all just care about the numbers, right? Like
Yeah.
we care about what do families need now, what are the latest floor plans, incentives, options, things that make sense,
Yeah.
and that's what we're implementing in our homes. And we're just always changing and always making it better.
No,
First
it's awesome.
impressions.
No, it's awesome. Yeah, and what? Let me ask you this: what happens? I don't know if you. I'm sure. Well, actually, I'm sure you've heard of it. But I basically with new constructions, there could be some issues that happen after closing,
Right.
right? How do you guys handle that? I think that's a concern sometimes for some people buying a new construction house.
But you see why I mentioned customer
Yeah.
service? Because that still is in the same line.
Okay. Perfect.
You're not a number, you're not a
Yeah.
transaction, you are family.
Yeah.
You close and I'm having coffee with you at your house.
Yeah.
You know, there's a nail pop, if there's a drywall crack, if your house is flooding, you know where to reach me, where to find me. And then we also have an amazing warranty team that actually in the last 6 years or so, we've gone from an 84% customer satisfaction rate after closing to a 93%.
That's amazing.
And that's just within a couple years.
Yeah.
And mind you, we did go through COVID where things
Right.
were crazy
Right. Yeah.
at that time.
It's
So, right, we couldn't
different
get
for
material.
everybody. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So actually, that's where I think we differentiate the most is that after closing, we still move along the process.
Yeah. You're there with them forever.
Yeah.
That's the plan, basically.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I've heard some horror stories, man, especially out in Texas, some plumbing issues. Oof.
Yeah.
But it wasn't you guys; it was somebody else.
That wasn't it.
Yeah, that was not you guys. So that's why I brought up that question. But no, that's awesome. Well, what's one thing I guess you would say um, that some people don't know about you? Maybe what's one thing you can share that people don't know about you?
I'm not that interesting. All I do is work. One thing, I don't know.
No sports, no nothing, no.
Oh, I like to ride dirt bikes.
Yeah, and you also like cars.
I like cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try not to talk about that too much because I don't want to be a nerd, you know, horsepowers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, if you guys like cars, want to talk to them about cars, we got a big page for that. I bet you guys would talk for hours.
Yes, love cars.
Yeah. Um, what's something you would say? Let's say this specific to realtors. What is something you would say to? Because they're also your guys' clients at the same time.
Right.
Yeah. What's something you would say to them? Maybe one or two things that you guys can do to help them as well with their buyers.
Yeah. Well, the number one thing for a general real estate agent is that they also rely on referrals.
Mm-hmm.
And if their customers have had a good experience because they connected them with a good builder,
yeah,
they'll still keep referring them to family and friends. And the same thing goes back to customer service.
Yeah.
We're going to have a great customer service that the real estate agent will trust us, feel confident in our work, and that we keep promises and we do a good job as we go. Another thing too is that when it comes to real estate agents, real estate agents ask me this, like sometimes they're like, hey, what does Mattamy pay and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Some builders, big builders in the area, they only pay you maybe a percentage on the base price of the home or something like that.
Okay.
We do pay a percentage on the total sales price.
Nice.
So that's also something that
yeah. So with the add-ons and stuff like that, that helps.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. You and I have talked, before we've had coffee, and you've told me a little bit about how you got into real estate. But why don't you share that with the audience? I think it's a pretty cool story.
Man, we got all long. How much time do we have?
No. Give the short version.
No, it's super cool. I was able to get into real estate. So fast forward, throughout my life, grew up very poor, whatever. My mom then, through the later days of my teenage years, she was able to open up her first janitor business.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And then, of course, as her son, you work in the family business, and so I'm cleaning restaurants, offices, clinics after school.
Yeah.
And one day, I'm working in this big building in Nakati, and they had a builder on the first floor that was leasing that space, and I'm just a janitor, and so I'm just going in and out doing my thing, and one night, working after hours, was the vice president of that company, and to this day, I love this lady. She changed my life. She's the best. Wherever she is, and if she ever needs me, I'll just drop what I'm doing, just because
Yeah.
she helped me.
Yeah.
She took me under her wing, and she believed in on this janitor kid, right? So fast forward though, I one thing led to the other of me asking for a job. I became a sales assistant for them.
Yeah.
I got my real estate license after a year, and then from there we've been, in the business, and so it's really cool. When people ask me, "Hey, how did you get into real estate? Is it family or
Yeah.
friends who put?" I was like, "No, it literally was just God. It was it was random. I thought I was gonna be a barber
Yeah.
because I actually through high school, um, I cut hair. I learned how to cut hair. I made my money cutting hair, and then at night I'll go clean with my mom.
Yeah.
And so I really thought I was just gonna become a barber, maybe eventually open up my own barber shop and go from there.
Yeah. Will you consider yourself lucky in that, and as far as getting into real estate?
Big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this job has its cons, but it has a lot of pros, right?
Right.
You help a lot of families. The biggest joy is when I can when you speak to someone, they're like, and you can tell that they see the dream of owning a home here in
Yeah.
America is so far. You know how it is.
Yeah.
It's so far. It's impossible. And then I tell them it's not as hard as you think. Do you have this certain amount down?
Yeah.
Let's get you a Lazaro. And they start realizing it is closer than what they thought. And
Yeah.
that right there, just great satisfaction. And, back in 2007, when we first moved here, we didn't have a home. We lived out of our car, my mom and my two sisters.
Wow. Yeah.
So to me, that also was kind of like having a home was far. And
Yeah.
now it's insane,
Yeah. No, I hear it. And the reason I asked you that question is because it's going to lead to this. So, I don't know if you guys are hiring now, but if you could give your advice to, let's say, somebody who wants to get into real estate,
Yeah.
obviously you had a hard road, and maybe you got lucky, but you also put in that extra work, right? You're working two jobs, and during the day, and then at night, and that night job is what got you into it,
Right.
because you're around that other person.
Right.
So, what would be some an advice you give somebody that wants to get into real estate?
When I get asked the question a lot,
Yeah.
And the best advice that I always have is whatever you're doing, make sure you're doing it right because you never know who's watching you. So when I asked for the job when I was cleaning this building, the VP had already seen me a couple times.
Yeah.
She saw that I was trusted with this multi-million-dollar building, keys to every single office, right? So there's trust. Then there was work ethic because I'm going in at night, cleaning this big building, taking out the trash, vacuuming, whatever we had to do. So there's work ethic. And when I asked for a job, she didn't even interview me. She said
Yeah.
literally yes. And then obviously I wasn't going to challenge her and question her why. But after she hired me, I asked her, "Why did you hire me?"
Yeah.
She goes, "I've seen you. I saw what you were doing. I saw that they trusted you with this building. You had good work ethic, and that's what we need here in this company."
Right.
So whatever you're doing could be the most simplest thing. I was just this trash guy. Somebody's watching you, and you never know who you're going to end up with,
Yeah.
meeting, and
Yeah.
what powers they have.
Yeah. And it's an
Simple as that.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you took your job seriously, and that's what led you to the better opportunities.
That's right.
Put in the time and the work.
Open doors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think a lot of people nowadays want things easy, especially from our generation.
Easy and
Yeah.
instant gratification.
Yeah.
I've been in the business now 8 years.
Yeah.
My first community that was trusted within one of the builders I worked with, it was bad. I was selling on the road under a tent using a porta potty. You can just imagine papers on this, picnic table fold up on State Road 207. Though if it rained or the breeze, papers flying on the road. I had a sign, right? But I was faithful,
Yeah.
trusting the process, and that's another thing I would say: just trust the process, and whatever you're in, just do it right. I ended up selling a couple homes out of the street there,
Yeah.
and thank God now we're in a different community, a different builder.
Right.
But because of that, this builder would never hire me if I didn't have that experience.
Yeah, well, you had to grind, right? Like you said, you gotta. I think you said it. You gotta pay the way, right? Like
That's right.
So, and also not just does that apply to maybe real estate agents, people trying to get into industry or whatever, right? Whatever industry, but also clients, right? Sometimes clients may not be ready from a number standpoint, or its credit score, whatever it is,
Right.
right? And I think sometimes they rush or try to rush, right? Or they get desperate, maybe, right? So I
And
think
give up.
right, exactly. So I think your story and everything you went through also should paint a picture to clients that are looking to buy a house.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
that perseverance.
Perseverance. That's
Yeah,
the word for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Push.
yeah, exactly. And get the game plan going and stick with it, and eventually maybe in a house like this one.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And call me.
yeah. And me.
Yeah. Call me. I'll connect you with Lázaro.
Yeah,
Or call Lázaro. He'll connect me with you.
yeah. No, but that's an awesome story, and that's why I want you to share it. So let's say if you weren't doing this, what do you think you would be doing?
Shoot. I'd be at the beach.
At the beach. You just live at the beach.
I'd just be at the beach. I'll be a hippie. I know it's like to be homeless. It's okay. I'm kidding. I saw that they were interviewing an artist the other day,
Yeah.
and they asked him, there's a music artist,
Okay.
and then they asked him, would you rather like sing or dance for the rest of your life? He goes, I'd rather be a chef. Like something so different,
Yeah.
but so I kind of felt like that moment was like that. But no, what I'd be doing differently, I'm not sure. Again, I think that was put here for a reason, as a purpose, and I'm sticking to it. Again, persevering until God opens the next door. And this again, I'm doing this with all the efforts, because I just don't know what's my next thing and who else I can meet next.
Yeah.
Maybe Lázaro might hire me. Who knows?
Or if you want to come to be, although I am hiring, so
I'm not good at math, so
you don't need to be that good at math. What we do, we have computers for a reason.
thank God for calculators.
Yeah, right. You just gotta learn how to problem solve, which I think you can. That's all. So you've never thought about what else you would do besides this? Interesting. Maybe be a barber or a car racer, be a street racer.
Shoot, those are dreams. That would be cool. Street racer? No, that's illegal. Don't do that, kids. Uh,
That was one of my dreams when I was a kid.
street racer.
Yeah, I saw Too Fast, Too Furious. I was like, oh, that's me.
I was gonna
Dom
be
Toretto, right there.
the Cuban Paul Walker.
Yeah, or Kieran Paul, yeah. Or Tyrese Gibson. We hungry. Always hungry.
No, I don't know. I've always had the entrepreneurial mindset, so
Yeah,
I don't know. Again, anything.
yeah. Are you good at baseball?
I'm not.
Oh shit.
I'm the first Dominican that's
Not good at baseball. Yeah, it's like the sport for Cubans and Dominicans.
Yeah, man. I play soccer.
You played soccer, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Growing up, I played a little bit of soccer here and there, so
Yeah.
I'm more of a football guy.
Okay.
It's just so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really see that in DR.
Do you play baseball?
When I was a little kid, like 7, 8.
Yeah.
No, what I got into was basketball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, more
I didn't
American
know
than
you hooped.
Hispanic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's nice. Super
Uh,
cool.
yeah. But no, the reason I brought up baseball is quick little shout out to next weekend Saturday. We have like a baseball tournament for
Oh, cool.
real estate agents, LOs, and title companies.
Really?
Yeah, if you want to go, that's why I brought it up.
I'll be a cheerleader. I'll be in the silence.
I'll probably be one too. I don't want to pull
I'll be
a
an
hammy.
umpire or something.
Yeah.
You're out. That's really cool. When is this?
Saturday at so the May 31st, the last Saturday, next Saturday, at 1, I think.
That's super
1,
cool.
1:30.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
Or I could do to be a good event to like sell shave ice. That's what I could do.
Entrepreneur.
It's a calor.
Go make some money.
Exactly. I need some money. Shoot.
Or you go meet the agents and be like, hey, come to Mattamy.
Yeah,
Bring your
that
buyers
too.
over here.
That too.
Yeah. So can you tell us, we were talking about a little bit earlier, customer service, how you guys handle that and take pride in that, right? So you can tell us, I guess, like a successful story that you took great pride in helping a buyer out.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of my hardest transactions I've ever had in my life was selling a house to my mother.
Wow, really?
My gosh.
Why?
Tell me. That lady had a lot of questions. And I guess she didn't trust me.
Didn't trust her own son.
No, I'm kidding. No. Actually, that wasn't one of the hardest. That was the most gratifying,
Yeah,
right, transactions ever. So my mom does live here in this community, and it's amazing.
that's awesome. Yeah, yeah, that you're able to do that for her.
Right.
Yeah,
You know, 07 homeless to now,
yeah.
being able to own her. I think this was her third property,
Okay.
third new construction as well.
Wow. Okay.
So it was really cool though to to be able to help her, and yeah. So there's many
Yeah.
great stories. I have actually a lot of them, but this one was the one that
Makes
just
sense. Yeah. It's your mom.
that's my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Makes sense. Especially for Hispanics. Some las mamás son todo.
Ugh.
Yeah.
She still irons my clothes.
Okay.
I'm joking.
I was gonna say.
Actually, I fired my mom from doing my laundry back when I was like 10 or 12. She made one of my beige cardigans turn pink, and I was like, from there, I was like, no, ma, I'll do my own laundry.
Okay. I was just saying, todavía la está colgando en los tiros eso.
And
Yeah, yeah. Like
aquí el hecho ahí no la deja.
No.
I broke the mic. El hecho ahí no la deja.
You got the plug. Yeah, it's on me. Your mom, guys.
My mom, let her grab it close. Let her raise some chicken. Que los huevos también caros. Yo. Los huevos también caros. Dios mío.
Right,
I'm sorry, Camila. I'm so sorry. Que me puede editar un poquito más handsome también.
poner el brillito.
Ya que va a estar ahí.
Yeah, the makeup.
The blush.
Fake makeup, yeah.
Thank you. Mascara too.
Yeah.
Great.
Get the
Six
little
pack too.
Swiftner eyelashes. That like that guy's eyelashes like this big. They could like literally just like go, like blink and go
yeah,
the
yeah.
floor.
Oh my gosh. Parece que van a volar. No hate though. Hey, fashion, no judge. Aquí Lázaro and LD, we're a safe zone. Buy a house from us.
This has been the best one we've had. The most fun one, at least.
And this is just the beginning.
Yeah. Vamos a estar aquí una hora más.
No, we gotta go get food.
Yeah, no.
I'm kidding.
Ahora vamos a ir en vivo.
Ya Camila's yawning. She's going to sleep. Duérmete ahí, muchacho.
Sorry, folks. We took a big turn. No, so we want to wrap up here real quick, Elliot. And but before we do that, just want to say thank you for having us. Thank you for inviting us to to your guys' community.
Yeah.
And for making this one of the best podcasts I think we've had so far.
Heck
yeah. And also just as appreciation, just want to give you this.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's swag.
Gonna wear it to beach day now. Is there any last words you want to say to our audience real quick before we wrap up?
Trust the process and persevere, and don't hold back. Don't be scared.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. And so I was gonna say also thank you to all you guys. Just stay tuned for our next episode, and hopefully you guys have learned a lot from today.